Hey guys, thanks for watching Homesteading on the Side, and tonight for dinner, we're going to make deer chili. So for this recipe, we are going to need some oil. For the first time in history, I am out of olive oil. I don't know how it happened, but all I have is vegetable oil, so that's what I'm going to use. Salt and pepper, onion, garlic, and bell peppers. We don't normally eat green peppers unless they're from the garden because the green ones give my husband heartburn, but the ones from our garden don't. And these little nuggets were out there on the vine, which I thought they were done for the year, so I'm going to use these because they're small in place of one normal size bell pepper, and you are free to use whatever color you like. For spices, we are going to need cumin, coriander, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, parsley, oregano, and chili powder. Also going to need a can of kidney beans, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, and a large can of tomato sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, and I throw in a bag of corn. I like corn in my chili. I don't know why, I just do. So I'm adding corn, and then 2 pounds of ground meat, whatever meat of your choice. We use venison. That's what we have our freezer stocked full of. So you can use pork or beef, chicken, turkey, whatever it is that you like. So let's get started. So I have chopped my garlic, bell pepper, and onion, and I'm getting a pot heating up with some of my vegetable oil in there. I got my meat it was in the deep freeze, so it is thawed and ready to go. I got my cans open here, and what I do with the beans is I like to rinse my beans. So I put them in a colander and rinse them and drain them, and then I just rinse out the can real good, and I put the beans back in the can. That way I can just bring them over here to the stove and just throw them in as soon as they're ready. And I've got in the colander, even though the corn is fresh, it says fresh and organic and pre-rinsed, and I go ahead and kind of rinse it down anyway. So it's in the colander that I had the beans in. So it just helps me not to dirty up another colander, and I don't have colanders sitting all over the place. So like I said, this is heating. I'm going to get these in and soften, and then I'm going to add the venison, and we'll be right back.
It's deer.
So the vegetables are all softened. I didn't cook them to where they're too soft because I still want them to have a little bit of crunch. So those are softened enough for us. I'm going to add the meat, and I'm going to brown this. And if you're using pork or beef, go ahead and drain the fat when it's browned up. But this, we don't add any extra fat because we like it really lean. So I'll be back when this is all browned up. But if you're using a fattier meat, go ahead and drain the fat off before you start adding your tomatoes and stuff. And don't forget, guys, add another layer. Don't forget the salt and pepper, every layer as it goes in. Alright, the meat is browned. And like I said, if you're using a fattier meat, go ahead and drain the fat. But because this doesn't hardly have anything in it, I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 cans of diced tomatoes and all of the juice. And the beans and the tomato sauce. And you can use any kind of beans you like. You can use a couple different kinds of beans. We just prefer the traditional red kidney beans. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the spices. Get this stirred in just so it's not all on top. Alright, that's good. So we're going to start, and you'll need 3 tablespoons of chili powder. And I use just regular old chili powder. Oh, I was like, I need to go to the store. I'm out of olive oil, I'm out of chili powder. Chaos. Alright, so 3 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander, and this is ground coriander. A teaspoon of dried parsley. A teaspoon of dried oregano. And oh my gosh, there's another thing I'm out of. Garlic powder. Look at that. That is 3 things in my kitchen. That's maybe a teaspoon, maybe half a teaspoon. There wasn't much. And then so you need a teaspoon of garlic and a teaspoon of onion powders. And I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of paprika. And then just however much you like, I'm just going to do a few dashes of Worcestershire. And because I've salted and peppered all the layers, I shouldn't need any yet. But I am, oh, that's one thing I didn't tell you. I am going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of sugar as well. It'll help cut the acidity from the tomatoes. So once everything's in the pot, that's what it's going to look like. And I'm just going to let this cook for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, however long you need it to cook. We'll be back. So I forgot to add the corn. Sorry guys. Went ahead and added some more salt and pepper, and I'm going to let this cook for about 20 minutes. Kids are all in here in the kitchen underneath me, so they're starving. So I'm going to let this cook. I've got tater tots in the oven. We're going to have chili cheese tots for dinner. So I'm going to let this cook just until the tots are done, and we'll be back. Alright, it's been cooking. I have to say, this smells delicious. This recipe, you can double it if you like and freeze it, which I have done, and it turns out even more wonderful the next day and next time you heat it up. You can serve this as a full meal, just like with some cornbread on the side. If y'all want to see the recipe for my cornbread, let me know and I'll do a video for it. Tonight we're doing, you can do it on fries, but tonight we're doing tater tots. We're going to have chili cheese tots for dinner. Let's see, you can do it on fries. You can make a big batch for game day when it's cold outside. You can also half the recipe and make it a smaller batch. It is just so versatile. You can do just about anything with it. Add what you like, take out what you don't, and I hope y'all enjoy. My supervisor approves. Do you approve? Does it smell good in here? Are you ready to eat? Too bad you can't have chili yet.